don't know if Ben and I are crazy and stupid or just addicted to hunting on Afognak, but here we are again, getting ready. Our first flight got turned around due to volcanic ash blowing from the 1912 Nova eruption near Iliamna, but we are now at the float plane docks, furiously unloading, or at least Ben is. Well, I'm trying to talk to a camera, but yeah, probably not in as good of shape as we were back in 2020.
Well, find out.
Certainly older and wiser. And as they say, old age and treachery beats youth and enthusiasm every time. So we're excited, and sun is starting to come up. We're gonna get loaded, and looks like we're screaming right out of here on a beaver. And we'll see how this goes. Well, logging activity sort of obliterated our area that we wanted to go to. It's part of the cycle on Afognak. So we're at a totally different lake with totally different mountains.
I thought I hated logging before, but this brings it to...
Ben's beginning to become
strikes close to home.
He's going to become an eco-terrorist since our elk hunting spot is in the process of being logged.
Luckily, I brought some spikes.
We don't have a spike tent. We have tarps. So we might, depending on how long we have to be out, just take our sleeping bags, sleep out with tarps. But I think we can hopefully get on some elk on a nearby mountain, and that's going to have to be tomorrow. So today we're going to be setting up camp. Then we're going to be plotting our course this evening to make tomorrow morning easier, because this is a completely foreign area to us. Filtering some better looking water. Well, we're feeling like idiots because Ben just saw about a 2-foot salmon jump in this lake that we're on. Neither of us brought fishing rods.
Well, we weren't intending to come here.
That's true.
The lake that we were intending to go to didn't have fish, but it's probably dammed up by a beaver.
So anyways, the more you know. Now we know that we could have been having probably fresh salmon. Oh well, maybe next time. Camp is looking good. Nice and tidy. Got water filtration running, and we're gonna go scout our route for tomorrow. We have some giant bear prints. Pretty clear this is a salmon stream, although it looks pretty log jammed. There's definitely giant piles of bear sign everywhere. Oh, that was easy for a while. We just had a deer come out right next to us while we were sitting quietly and practicing some elk calls, so that was kind of neat. Just a black-tailed deer doe. I mean, what, 20 feet away? 30? Yeah. Old logging roads make for tight spaces. Nice quality deer antler. Well, we've got bulls, I think, at least elk, 2,000 feet up a mountain. It's going to be our project tomorrow. This may actually be more difficult than our last trip. We'll see. Big boy skyline. Oh, you can see him. You can see him with my camera. Sweet. That dot right there. That is a huge elk. Yeah, his antlers are sticking out like a big bull caribou. But he is not a caribou, nor will he ever be. Yeah, we're just acknowledging how much this is going to suck tomorrow if we do get a bull. Guess that's what we're here to do, though. But that's a steeper mountain than last time.
It's going to be hard to do that in one day.
Yeah. Goodbye, Ben. Scouting to see if trail comes back. I keep saying Marco, and yet I hear no polo. Gigantic. Yeah. There's a lot of bears. Found a pretty good route to get close to the base of the mountain, except for one stretch that you saw. It's just a wall of brush. It doesn't matter where we go. It's either closed forest of Sitka spruce or it's alders mixed with Sitka spruce, but we're gonna see if we can get an early start, maybe take some hand saws and clear it out. So we're gonna eat, rest, get up before first light and start making our way. We made pretty good time though. We will make much slower time if we're packing hindquarters, but hopefully that's the problem that we have tomorrow. We'll see. "7:35, we got light enough to start hiking for sure. Went ahead and packed emergency flares to start a fire if we need to, my puffy pants. I've got a bivvy and a tarp. We think if we get an elk or two, the chances we might get stuck overnight are pretty good. So we've got various things we need to not freeze to death, if that's the case, because it will be cold. It'll flagging and clearing the route a bit. There's that wall of brush that we're gonna saw a path through. And we should have a pretty good approach. Punching a hole. Well, Ben and I spent, geez, probably a couple hours of clearing alders and other things, and now we have a pretty nice established route back to camp to get us to the overgrown logging road. So even though it was a lot of work up front, that's gonna save us a whole bunch of time on the way back. Careful. These logs are slick. Opens up there. That's our best way up the mountain. Trying to stick to this road. Oh, a whole lot of cutting alders. We're gonna get off the road and try to go through some larger Sitka spruce trees. We're not even at 1,000 feet yet. This is pretty rough going. Sometimes your flagging gets caught on something. We probably don't have the time to go all the way up that mountain, honestly. And get on a bowl. We could sleep out, but it'd be pretty cold and miserable. So we cleared so much trail today. We'll probably see if we can get lucky. Turn around about 5 o'clock. The next morning, we should be a lot faster. Won't have to cut any trail. You can get on this game trail that's really well worn and shoot back up here. But we at least want to see if we can continue to map our trail to get over 1,000 feet. I think if we can do that, then we'll have ourselves a highway tomorrow. It's a miracle of nature taking place. The things you see in Afognak. Look at the size of that tree. now. Almost past the brush line. Looks like elk. Well, we got delayed by 2 or 3 hours cutting brush today, so we would have been up here a lot earlier, probably even maybe more than 3. But now that we got the trail flagged and we know what we're doing, we should be able to hit this early and have more time to explore the eastern ridge, which we haven't gone around yet, just because it's past 5, and if we shoot 2 elk, we're gonna just be in a world of hurt. So I think we'll get back to camp, eat dinner, pass out, get up early, and do it all again. Always fun walking down dark trails in Afognak. Getting really dark now. Ooh. Downright spooky. Let's get back to camp. All right, so we tracked using Onyx and Ben. How high up did we go?
Well, first of all, this is not an endorsement of Onyx products, to be clear.
Well, we're not getting paid. I think that's the biggest problem.
My tracking device showed that we went 5.02 miles.
All right.
And gained about 1,600 feet, 1,500 feet elevation, I think.
So that's pretty equivalent to 2020. That means that if we get an elk, we'll have over a 10-mile round trip. Plus, we probably need to go a little farther down the mountain. What we might do is we might take tomorrow off. It's supposed to be rainy and windy, and then get nice again. And might not be the worst idea to kind of rest up. We'll see. Well, we're fairly fogged in. It's probably up the mountains. I'm guessing it's consumed by a cloud. It's been raining all night, heavy, still raining. Gonna rain into Sunday morning. I think we'll get up early tomorrow, save our strength for today, get prepared, get everything we need. Maybe get everything we need to even sleep out, because it looks like it's gonna lift and go completely clear by Sunday afternoon into Monday. But tomorrow we'll go with rain gear because, as Ben just said, it'll be like a gauntlet of mops, or it'll be like going through a car wash. Every bit of brush we hit is going to have so much water on it that if we're not head to toe in rain gear, we're just gonna get soaked and chilled. So we'll see. All right, we got rained and fogged out on day 3, but that's fine. Bear fence is up. Camp is getting squared away. What the plan is to take our sleeping bags, thermarest, some tarps, and we're going to camp out on the mountain tonight. Whether we get an elk, 2 elk, or no elk, it just takes too much time, I think, to make these trips. So tomorrow the weather should clear. We'll go out really early in the dark with headlamps. I'm going to keep my phone off to save the battery, but hopefully we get up there, set a decent spike camp. It won't be nearly as luxurious as the one we have here, but I think that's what it's going to take to have success tomorrow. We will see how that goes. Getting desperate for fish, are we? It really was stupid to not bring a fishing rod, because man, we could be having fresh fish. Ben, just jump in there and take it. It's probably zombied out. Cool enough for a second. Going through the brush with full rain gear. Did a little bit more flagging. We're gonna take it nice and easy. It's still coming down. It's supposed to clear up around midday, and mountain is fogged in, which I guess is good. We can use it for cover till we get up there and find a spot to set up camp. But it's nice to be in full rain gear with gaiters, with pants underneath, trying to stay as dry as we can as we make our way up. Almost know what an elk highway looks like. This is it. Well, we're gonna be setting up camp somewhere around here. This little enchanted forest area. Looks like we timed it right. Sun's out. That's about 2:20. Trying to dry some firewood. We got our spike camp coming along. So I think we're in business. Everything dry. Wait a little bit, see if they come out. Two just came out. Two cows and a bull. Seriously. Yeah, there he is. He's got decent antlers on him. Go ahead and we'll build that camp, spike camp. It's a shame we couldn't get on that one bull. Stars are definitely out. Both slept well, stayed warm, bags did their job, and anything that was damp dried in the bags. So it's just after 7, and we should be able to get going before too long here. There it is. It's bright moon. from last night, pretty close to where we're camped. I think we're gonna go make a run for him. Try to get in position. Got lots of time, and we'd much rather get something, bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. So rather than trying to mess around or wait for a bigger elk or anything, I think we just need to get one so our wives hate us a little bit less when we get home. Not really a good approach on that bull. He's just in super thick, nasty stuff. We've gone all around this elevation line, poking in and out, trying to see if we can get eyes on him closer. He's probably sleeping right now. It's a little past 1 o'clock. Sun's up. Beautiful day, but yeah, we do not have a good route to get to him. So now we're debating whether or not just to go high again, just to try to get eyes on him at least. And see what else pops out. It's a difficult decision to make. Bull's bedded down at 150 yards. It just disappeared. We're under some good cover and the wind is going, so this might be it. We'll see. We've got multiple bulls calling. We've got cows calling now. Guess we'll see what happens. Just took a massive bull. Huge bull. He's got 5 cows with him. I'm shaking. Holy cow. There might be another bull that way. You can see the cows. He's got 8 cows with him. Holy crap, you can see him right there. He's got 8 cows with him. That was the king bull, buddy. That was the one we saw on the mountain. Confused. Any other elk tag we draw from here on out, you get first shot.
That's a nice bull.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get a nicer bull than that.
He doesn't look like the one we saw earlier.
No, he looks like the one we saw up on the mountain. Did 2 shots. I think I spined him. I did because he was covered with brush except for his back, so he's not moving anymore. That's a gigantic bull. I don't think I'll ever get a bigger bull than that. That's the fact that Ben let me take the shot was nice. We do have a tradition where we take turns each time. So Ben got first shot last time we were on Afognak in 2020. He shot his first, then I shot mine. So I was on deck. Doesn't make it feel like any less of a gift because he could have easily taken that shot. The smaller bull is still there. Ben went to get the packs. I mean, maybe it's better that we don't shoot 2, but I hope it gets here. Well, thank you, God, for this animal. Thank animal for your body. That is a huge animal. Let's try to move it so we can clean it. Oh my goodness. Well, this is the size of a moose. My hand can't even fit around the bases of this. That's a gigantic animal. Ben, what would you say that thing weighs? It's about the size of a moose. It really is.
700-800
Think that's it? You don't think 1,000? Look at the size of those hindquarters.
Sure, James. Probably 2,000.
Probably 3,000 pounds, I would say.
I've seen elephants that were smaller.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I want to hear. Thank you for engaging with me. Clearing some brush to make it a little bit easier to clean. That is such a huge animal. And the elk's pretty big too. Yeah, that's probably as good as we're gonna get him. I'm gonna start on the hind. Oh, making progress. Found the bullet. Looks like Nosler knows what it's doing. It's pretty darn good retention. 180 grain. Making some progress. Well, it's coming along. It's after 6. Got one hindquarter left. One set of ribs, back straps left, neck and head. I'm gonna get some water so we can get back to it. Well, we're tired. Still getting everything bagged up. Kill site. It's done, and we don't have much daylight left. I think it's time to suit up and get headlamps on and start packing meat. We'll get back to camp, and geez, probably midnight. I almost fell there. Oh, should be fun when I've got 100 pounds extra on the back. Yeah. So I was telling Ben, I can do the 80-pound pack. It's hard, but just feels okay. But once you start doing the 105, 110 plus nonsense, it just strains every part of your freaking body, especially in this god-awful terrain. Whew. But we will be eating fresh elk meat at our spike camp soon. What'd you say, Ben? We got about 500 pounds of food now. Something like that. To slightly paraphrase Mike Tyson, who was bemoaning all that comes with success, I believe he said, sometimes God gives you everything you ask for. Can you handle it? And this is a good acknowledgement of that quote. He also said everybody has a plan until they get punched into the mouth. So we'll get it done. But yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Now I'm dealing with it. Beautiful night. Clear. Stars are out. Ben, you want to describe what we got going on here?
Well, James, we're using mechanical advantage in order to lift 100 plus pound hindquarters with a pulley up top and a handle here. Bend at the top to last of the legs grown to the tree branches.
Got a pulley up there, huh?
Out of reach of bears, and Jim's using his considerable body mass to eat from below. And
powerful forearms, mainly the forearms.
that's what's going on.
It's amazing to think that even out here in Afognak, we're using science.
It's 9:30. Should get going.
First hind up. Finally have everything up in the meat tree. We're gonna make our way back to camp. It is what, 10 o'clock?
10:40.
10:40. Yeah. I think I was right. I thought we'd get back right around midnight. Seems to be the case. Beautiful night though. Well, we stopped, filled up our water bladders, filled up our water filter. It's got 6 liters. We have water, we have meat. We're heading back to camp. 11:57. I knew it, but we're back at camp. Big day, as Ben said. Almost a full moon. It's time for food and bed. Get our bags back out.
Maybe it'll be a little tough. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be good. You just got a blunt stick, that's all. Oh yeah, that's gonna turn out nice. Pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Wish I drove longer.
Well, yeah. We're pretty much at a mountain house. Down to my last lunch. This is pretty welcome. Well, ain't that a sight to wake up next to? We got a lot to accomplish today, buddy. Well, starting to rise and shine. Need to make a track back toward the meat tree from here, which is roughly the same elevation as where our meat tree is. Then we're gonna have to get this camp off the mountain, take a light load of meat, and then our lives will be nothing but coming up here to take loads of elk meat. The next one would probably be the hindquarters. Just get the worst out of the way first. But we have a lot to accomplish today because we need to find another way to get there rather than going up and over the top of the mountain. So that'll take some time. But for now, coffee and more elk meat. Rough topography. Hard to find a way through. Don't want to gain too much elevation, but then at the same time, you want to avoid going through all this nasty brush. Gotta give credit to these Sitka forests. As Ben said, cool during the day, warm during the evening. You can see why the elk like to shelter in them. And it's by far the easiest walking on this wonderful and treacherous island. It's quite a drop off there. Ooh. Almost got. What's that?
Building a bridge.
Yeah, almost got the route sawed out so we can get the meat over the creek, and then we're gonna have to find a way down. After side hilling, we realized we're just gonna go straight down and then move over laterally till we hit our trail, leave the meat there, go back up, get camp, pack it out, and then hopefully we can come up the same way we went down instead of going up and over, but we might have to go up and over each day. We'll see. You know, just drop it.
Hit me with the tennies. Come on.
Got it. Drop it. Yeah, that might be the back straps, because those things are huge. Fun stuff. Is there a way to angle right, or?
We'll probably cut a little bit left. Try to get them more open.
Yeah, I guess we stay into the bright green stuff. Just go through salmonberry, cane, rather than going through alders, if we can. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna watch out for that drop. Not a bad place to have a bird's nest. I suppose you're protected by a sea of god-awful thorny brush. See sunlight. Name of the game is getting into the big timber. That's where you can find yourself a nice walk.
This game of snakes and ladders, big timber, is ladders.
I always played shoots and ladders, but I guess snakes and ladders was the other version.
It's still the ladder.
Okay, the ladders.
Whether it's shoots
or snakes,
or snakes,
the ladder is there.
the ladder's constant.
That's beautiful. Spike camp is packed up. We're gonna be heading on down, and then every day we'll be doing a circuitous route all the way back up the mountain, over and down to the meat cache, then taking the meat straight down the mountain. And that's going to be how we spend the next probably 3 days. We'll see. We'll see if we can get a little more efficient with it. But pretty amazing place. Nice to see so many elk and so much elk sign. Good to know that there are places like this where you can come and have an adventure. Getting the meat down. Got tenderloins, brisket, backstrap, the heart, some other assorted meat. I was telling Ben, I don't know if these packs are heavy. They're definitely not light. They're probably about 80 pounds, probably not as much as the front quarter. We've got a good bit of meat and then everything we took up for our spike camp, so I think we're gonna take a little break. Oh boy, looks undisturbed. All right, well, it's nice to be back at base camp. Got the fire going. I'm gonna start a track tomorrow to get our exact elevation gain and the amount of miles. Both hinds are gonna weigh 100 plus pounds. We need to get the front quarters out. We have the ribs that we still need to get, the neck and the antlers and skull. Normally, I think, although maybe my memory's just foggy, the neck wouldn't be so bad, but this bull had a enormous neck. That neck, if you pick up the bag, it's less than a hind, but it's more than a quarter. It's a heavy neck. It's got to be a 80-90 pound neck. Yeah, we could bone the meat. We prefer not to for different reasons, including the fact that Ben has a way of cutting it that he says makes really good roast and lets you get the marrow. And my children, for whatever reason, are obsessed with eating game meat with bones in it. And they are also obsessed with bone marrow. I am both proud and appalled at how my sons in particular go after game meat that has bones in it and how they eat marrow. So we're leaving the bones in. We're not boning the meat, but maybe we can get this down to 3 trips. We probably have to take the ribs with the front. Otherwise it would be 4 trips. So that's the name of the game now. Not getting injured, making trips up the mountain each day, but we have the whole route flagged. We've got it down pretty good. Still pretty crazy. It's about a 12-mile circuitous route up and down the mountain, but I will have better data tomorrow. All right, got the elk cooking. Got some bacon going. We're past 10 o'clock. I think we're gonna sleep hard after we have a good meal. Ice on the water and frost on the ground. Ben found a naturally occurring cookie. Look at that.
What about gills?
Yeah, if it's got gills, I think there's a good chance it can kill you or it tastes terrible. If it doesn't have gills, like a bolette, then you're pretty much safe. That's about the extent of my Alaskan mushroom knowledge. Prefer not to test the theory too much on this trip. That's where we were just a couple days ago. Actually, that was just yesterday, wasn't it? Man, time flies. Putting some additional touches on the trail to make it more passable when we have hindquarters. Always room for improvement. What's this called, Ben?
Chicken of the forest.
Shall we,
I believe it's purported to taste like chicken.
well, I can mark this on my map if we want to come back and get it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the right color too. There's not too many funguses that grow stacked like this.
Yeah, that's a pretty unique.
That should be fairly soft.
That is true. It smells like a crab.
Check this angle.
It's nice and soft, but firm at the same time. Yeah, let's mark it. It's
That's the score. Chicken of the forest.
don't get any better than that. Usually you have to farm chickens or chase them down. But
No, this is humane.
that's right. Most humane raised chicken right there. Up in the alpine. Somehow we missed a blueberry bush. We're heading back down. Coming back down from where we first shot the big bull, and it is steep. Down goes Fraser. I actually managed to get the tail end of that. It's all right. We've both fallen many times. You can see the meat cache. Yeah, it's a medical fact. Nothing aligns your spine like packing a hind. So, sure, once we get those on our backs, all of our aches and pains will go away.
Hey, bear!
Hey, bear! Wonder if one's found the kill site yet. Jeez, it's slick. It's about time to embrace the suck, as they say, and we will. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, be careful there. Have a free hand to grab that tree, because I almost went into the ravine. Really dig your sticks in on that side too. There you go. Oh gosh. Hey, we're getting there. Stuff sucks. Yeah, bit of a leg burner, eh?
Good for the knees.
Good for the knees.
Good for the knees.
Works out all the bone spurs. Ben just reminded me. I said this creek area will be fun with the hind. So let's see if it's fun. Looks fun. Yeah, the problem with having this much weight is there's just no room for error. If your pack twists, if you trip, you're going over. There's no way to correct. Trying to correct, you'll probably hurt yourself worse. Another nest. Nest left undisturbed. You gonna swear you're never gonna do this again?
That was a joke.
I think we'll never do this again until we put in for it next year. Try to do it again after we feel whooped. It's fun going through razor wire up to your face. Got a couple nice stabs in my fingers. You know, but we're getting there. It's a heavy pack out, but it should get lighter from here.
Nice meadows.
Yeah, they are. Down off the steep, treacherous stuff. Feels nice. Well, we've come back for the chicken of the forest. That is a substantial amount of mushroom. Probably put that in a game bag. These packs are heavy, but that's worth it. Should be a good treat. We'll see. If we die on video, everybody will know that we were wrong about it. So that'll make it easy. You're feeling like a king, aren't you, Ben? Up on your big old stump. I'm down here on my small one. You think you're better than me? I get it. The privileges of royalty. If we take ribs and fronts, yeah, it's gonna suck just as much as this. We're at the meat tree. I'll let you dump your pack first. Dramatic effect. No, take your time. I don't want to get mine off. There we go. Doesn't that feel nice? That feels so good. All right. I'm gonna start pulling. And yeah, this will be another nice forearm burner. Okay, here we go. Give me 1 second to get the stick in position. Here we go. Get up there. Got it? A little higher?
A little higher.
I got you. Good?
Go down gradually.
Alright. Those are some heavy boys. Alright, Ben's got some elk cut up. I'm gonna work on this chicken of the forest. In reached and sat phone called the wife. Confirmed. Apparently you don't want to confuse this stuff with jack-o'-lantern, which is toxic, but shaped kind of like a vase. Has a different aroma, and it has gills. So, as I said, by the way, I'm no expert in mushrooms. Do not take any of my advice. Disclaimer: make sure you know exactly what you're eating before you eat a mushroom. But yeah, this stuff definitely does not have gills. As you can see, it's the right color, it's the right aroma. It's got a meaty aroma. It sort of exudes a scent that says, eat me. Apparently, if you've never had it, some people can have an allergic reaction. So we're gonna eat a little bit of it at first and then see how we feel. And if we're good, we'll feast. I think we're gonna bring some of that stuff home. So, good find. Looked at the track log. It's not 12 miles. Looks like we've gotten efficient enough that it's a 10.5 mile round trip, so slightly less than 2020, but I don't know, it's interesting. I mean, we're a bit older. I certainly feel more beat up. I think we're having enough trouble with just one bull in this terrain compared to 2020 where we took two. So there's some differences, but 10.5 mile round trip is it's nothing to balk at, and I think we're in a lot steeper country when we have to come down on the kill site. So by the time we're done with all this, similar to 2020, this will be a well, I'll try to do the math on the back end, but I'm sure we're doing 80 plus miles by the end of it. But that's what you get when you have success on a Afognak. So good problem to have, I guess. Absolutely delicious.
Burr.
Coming in from the pouring rain. Yeah, no, it's pretty horrible. It's supposed to clear. We're supposed to have a nice weather window tomorrow. We'll see. Got couscous, elk, and chicken of the forest.
Chicken of the forest.
Neither of us are having a seizure. Neither of us are vomiting or hallucinating, so I think we're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the night brings. Well, very heavy rains last night. Downright torrential. Trails flooded in multiple parts, but it's supposed to be easing off around 11, and we might actually get partial sunshine. That is a swollen river. See how this goes. Yeah, the shoreline is gone. Not looking too much better. That channel on our left is pretty deep. There's a cut bank.
It's the same volume of water than there
Right.
it is.
So it's going to be deep. Maybe we just try to cross where we usually cross. And
Probably, but we can take a look at this.
yeah, that's why we've got gaiters over our rain pants. Yeah, that's moving fast. It's moving pretty quick. We're thinking this might be too dangerous to do right now. We're trying to find a way. We've been tossing rocks, pretty heavy rocks, and you can hear whether it hits the bottom or not. And most of the time they're not hitting the bottom, because the power of the water and the depth of the water is too much. So I don't know. Part of me thinks we could.
The good news is it goes down in the day when it's not raining.
Because all that water's still going to be pouring out of all the mountains for a while. But it's nothing to mess around with. I mean, parts of that are probably going to be up to our hips, potentially over our pants. That loses us a day. Yeah, not above that big guy, but
Okay, let's check this spot here. That's up to your waist.
that's up to your waist. Okay, cool. Didn't hit bottom. Gets good there. Gets good there.
Rudy Ferguson and Strap. I'm doing this for serve James and serve myself.
I feel like swimming. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's a nice day. Sun's gonna come out at 11. We'll be plenty warm. Just jump in there. Ah, crap.
You can get your Wim Hof cold therapy.
That's right. That's right. I get cold plunging. People pay a lot of money to jump into stuff like this, you know? So, that did hit. Rocks hit all the way across here. Do one more. Yeah, that's a lighter one. Well, that went to the left. There you go. Try that. Ah! This is where we originally crossed. too much? Looks like we're gonna lose a day of packing. We've probed and prodded and studied the whole length of this river, and it's pretty treacherous. Really slick, slimy rocks combined with deep water and fast current. It's really a good recipe to get yourself into an emergency, or potentially get to see what comes after this life. You know, so it's an opportunity, but it's one I don't want to take today. Yeah. So we're gonna go back to camp, maybe explore some side roads and some other areas. We'll see. Oh boy, that sucks. Oh, there goes my glove. The glove thought it could get away from me, but I was able to go down and get it. Now I just need to not drop my phone down there. Join me on the log pile, Ben. Just gigantic. See the steel cables hanging out over the river. It's kind of hard to appreciate just how huge these are unless you're standing on them. Well, couldn't cross the river, but found some more mushroom. Looks to be hedgehog. And I'm gonna try just a little piece to be sure. Again, disclaimer, don't trust anything I say about mushrooms. Do your own research. But it smells good. Seems to be a meaty mushroom. We'll see how it compares to the chicken of the forest, which was delicious. No gills, all those little spiny projections underneath, hence it being called hedgehog. It's a really good trail. Good area to get a deer. There's a lot of deer sign everywhere. Just wondering why we're following. Pretty amazing hidden road. Tomorrow we need to get up. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll push it to 6, but we need to get all the meat off the mountain and arrange a pickup with our pilot. Looks like we have to get the neck, the ribs, 2 fronts, and the antlers down. We'll see how that goes. All right, Ben, what do we got cooking here?
In this pot, we have a medley of hedgehog mushroom and chicken of the woods. Simmering with bacon. Will be turned into a kind of gravy with some flour added. Going to be doing some breaded elk steak and some mashed potatoes.
I gotta tell you, while you were speaking, my pinky just went out farther and farther and farther. I feel very fancy and satisfied. Well done.
Little salt and pepper, if you desire.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. Did a check of the water level from where we'd put a stick. It looks like it's gone down about 3 inches. So water is going down. Shouldn't be as bad. We'll hike out here and it'll take us over an hour to get there. And hopefully the river is crossable. And then we really need to make today count. 2 front quarters, ribs, neck, and antlers. That will be a challenge. So we're having a good breakfast. some eggs, leftover potatoes, and a little bit of bacon to power us through the day. Much better. You can actually see rocks, and we have a shore again. That was all underwater yesterday. So Ben set this up, and it was about an inch above this yesterday. That means the water's come down. It's come down by more than a foot for sure. So I think we'll be okay. Wasn't even hard, but now we have a new problem. We can't take a rest day where we hike 10 miles exploring. So we're gonna have to get up that mountain. Bear track, which we had not seen before. Yeah, that's definitely a bear print right there, without a doubt. Claw marks, pads.
And the thing is, he's close enough here that if the wind is right, he could smell the meat.
Yeah, we should probably get to that meat. That's a welcome sight. One last time. They must be on the kill, huh? Yeah, it's covered in a murder of ravens. Maybe it's a murder of crows, I don't know. Both similar species. Any excuse to say murder is a term for grouping birds. Yeah, all there. All right, ribs, head, and pelt. Not full pelt, just a nice chunk of it. 2 fronts left. Ben's got the neck and a rib. We're gonna go get all this hung up, come back up, grab the front quarters, and then take those front quarters all the way back to camp. Well, I've fallen 3 times, so it's only fair you fall again. Let's see if you can clear the creek without falling. It's the moment of truth. I believe in you. It'd be better for the video if you fell. Well, I wasn't satisfied with an elk, so I took a Ferguson. Feeling good?
Oh yeah. Decompressed.
Still probably saves us time, I guess, but
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
We've got the rest of the meat that we can't take stashed at much lower elevation, about 700 feet on a flatter contour line. So it should be easier to get tomorrow. Our pilot is wanting to come. Is it tomorrow? I think tomorrow late. So we're gonna have to book it, but I think we can probably get it done still. Not nearly as bad as a hind. Well, that is... Okay. Front and half the ribs down. Should be able to get the final pack tomorrow, and then hopefully get flown out of here. Last day at camp. We need to run up, get the rest of the ribs, the neck, skull and antlers, get down here, break camp, and then our pilot's going to be here to pick us up by 6 p.m. So always comes to an abrupt end. We'll see if we can get everything squared away. Hopefully we have no unfortunate surprises or any unexpected twists and turns. I think everything will go well. I don't know about you, Ben, but I'm pretty whooped from yesterday's pack. So I think we're both sore, probably ready to get back home and see the family again, get back to some responsibilities. A lot of stuff to do back in civilization.